If we're not at a Disney park, we're dreaming about being there, and a cup of Joffrey's Coffee Disney Blend helps. But what about when you're at a Disney park? The Joffrey's Disney Kiosk and Restaurant Locator will make sure you never miss out. Whether it's a cool drink on a hot summer vacation or a great cup of coffee at a Disney signature restaurant, Joffrey's has you covered. Check it out at Joffreys.com.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
For those of you remaining on board, our next stop will be Disney's Contemporary Resort, with continuing service to the Transportation and Ticket Center and Disney's Polynesian Resort. If you're traveling to any other Walt Disney World Resort hotel, buses and watercraft depart from this station.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. This is ResortLoop.com. This is episode 542, and I'm Tim Scott.
I'm Bob Collar.
Bob, how are you doing this wonderful spring day?
Oh, well, finally the weather has broken here in Northeast Ohio.
It's been broken all winter.
My spirit was just starting to be broken and thinking we would never see the sun again. But it is back. Spring is here. That's wrong.
There is that.
And so today, Tim.
Yes.
Are you ready for this?
I am. You know I am.
This day in Disney history. Haven't done one of these in quite a while. This day in Disney history, 1989.
Oh.
These words were spoken. The world you have entered was created by the Walt Disney Company and is dedicated to Hollywood. Not a place on a map, but a state of mind that exists wherever people dream and wonder and imagine. A place where illusion and reality are fused by technological magic. We welcome you to a Hollywood that never was and always will be.
Ooh. Spoken by who?
Mr. Michael Eisner.
Nice.
At the time, the Disney MGM Studios.
Oh, it's always MGM.
As you like to continue to call it. So we thought we'd kind of go over 1989, 29 years ago.
It's a happy birthday.
It's their birthday, and everybody's going to be doing it next year because it's the 30th. And we thought, let's jump on it a year early, and talk a little bit about the studios and how they've evolved and how it's no longer even close to being a studio.
I can't believe it's been there as long as it has. I remember when it was a brand spanking new.
I know, right? And I love that old logo. Remember the old logo?
Oh, the old logo was fantastic.
Yeah, with the MGM lion and Mickey.
Old movies. Look on. I loved it.
Are you ready for this?
I am.
I looked this up. The entrance price back in 1989.
Oh no.
$29 for adults.
Wow.
$29. What is it? What is it today to get into Disney Hollywood Studios?
How much is it to park to get into Hollywood Studios?
It's almost that. It's what, $100 now to get in?
Oh yeah, it's right there.
Depends on the time of the year. So I did. Everybody says, "Oh, well, it was only $29 back then." 1989. Right. But you got to look at inflation and what those dollars amount to today. So the $29 of 1989 translates into $66 today.
Oh, wow.
So there's that.
There is that. Yeah, the entertainment industry has regone quite a pricing structure as of the last few years.
Well, yeah, as of the last couple months, it seems like with Disney.
And then there's that.
Some of the great rides, great movie ride. Monsters Sound Show.
I love the Monster Sound Show. Can I just tell you? I've always been a big audio guy. I love the fact that was one of the Martin Short and Chevy Chase. Am I correct? I'm not misspeaking here, I hope.
Was that the...
Yeah, I'm right.
It might have been. Yeah.
See? I love that one. And then I love the fact when it was redone years later. with Drew Carey. It still had the emphasis on audio.
Right. And same thing. I always liked the Superstar Television. Remember that?
Oh, I so loved Superstar Television.
Where you could pretend you were standing side by side on a screen with Lucy and doing the candy and all of that stuff with Lucy.
All those iconic TV show scenes.
Right.
There was Bonanza in there. You had the I Love Lucy. There was Golden Girls was in there.
Right, the Golden Girls, and you could see the Golden Girls house. Remember that?
Yes.
Back on the back lot tour.
Oh, the back lot tour.
Oh.
Catastrophe Canyon.
So here's some of the things we've lost. We should play some sad music on this.
We should.
Here's some that we've lost. Of course, the great movie ride. That one's going to hurt. I'm hoping this new Mickey ride's going to be okay.
If it doesn't, that's going to leave a big void. That's going to leave a mark.
The sorcerer hat that you loved so much.
I was never so glad to see that leave.
Me too.
I'll be honest.
Me too.
No offense to anybody who liked it, because I could see where some people would love it, but it just wasn't Original Studios to me. That's like putting something in front of the castle. Let's put a hat in front of the castle.
Yes, and I understand the whole, the cost of all of that with the Chinese theater, and you had to pay them some royalties and all of that. The Academy of Television Arts and Sciences Hall of Fame Plaza's gone now.
Were those the busts that were there?
Yeah, that was with the busts.
Well, that was a bust.
Of course, they removed one Mr. Bill Cosby's bust early on, so for obvious reasons. Superstar Television, by the way, little personal note on Superstar Television. I got to actually be on the boat. Remember the boat?
The Gilligan's Island boat?
Yes.
Or the backstage
boat. Waves would hit it.
Oh, the backstage tour boat.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
They put you in that big tank that would recreate the old like Navy movies.
Yes.
That was fantastic. I'm jealous.
I know. I knew you would be. Oh. We've lost Doug Live.
I never caught Doug Live.
Yeah, I never did either. The American Idol Experience, I did get to see that.
I didn't watch that. I caught the TV show. I thought that was enough.
That was kind of cool.
And talk about a show that's tanking this year. Not to go on too much of a tangent. Who'd have thought? Oh, it's tanking.
Yikes.
And Roseanne's number one.
Hard to believe, right?
I don't know. Right? TV's not that great
it's
now.
Not.
To be honest, Roseanne characters people already love, a show people loved.
Yeah.
I could see it was either going to be fantastic or it was going to tank. There was going to be no in between.
Right. Well, the best entertainment going right now is YouTube cooking shows.
Oh my gosh. If you ever want to know how to make the meatloaf from the 50s Primetime Cafe, speaking of the studios, if you've not seen this video yet and seen us in all our corny glory, we should have served corn with that because there was enough.
Yeah, we should have cooked. Anyway, we lost, of course, the backstage studio tour, as you said. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? That's gone.
That's one thing I never saw.
I didn't either.
You know what?
Never got to see that.
There was a period in time where I just didn't get to Disney that much. Kind of being newly married and super young kids. Although we did go a couple times, but there was just a period in there where we didn't go to see a whole lot.
Right.
Now we've made up for that since then. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I mean, some of these like the American Idol thing and this Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and all of that. That was kind of tough with little kids when we were going with little kids.
Yeah.
That was kind of tough.
It was,
because getting kids to sit for something like that, and you don't want your kids to interrupt other people watching the show and all that. We lost Journey into Narnia. Did you ever see that one?
I did not see that one. Was that the one of the walkthroughs?
Yeah, it's kind of a walkthrough.
Yeah.
They just crank the air conditioning even more than Central Florida likes to crank the air conditioning, and made it seem like it was snowy outside. And Legend of Captain Jack Sparrow gone, which one was actually kind of cool.
Was it?
It was it was kind of cool. One that I really liked and it bothered me when it went, The Magic of Disney Animation.
Yeah. Anything, actually, not actual Disney history, but Disney history along those lines.
Yeah.
More the behind the scenes, which is what the studio was known for, was always fantastic. The peek behind the curtain.
And I believe it was Mulan that was partially drawn at the Disney Studios in Orlando. So, we lost all of that true backstage where they were actually doing TV shows and movies back in the day when when it first started.
Right.
What was your favorite TV show that was filmed down there?
Oh, Thunder in Paradise was fantastic.
Hulk Hogan.
And what's his name? It was Jack Lemon's son. I don't remember his first name.
Oh, Chris, wasn't it? Chris Lemon?
Was it Chris Lemon? Oh my gosh,
think.
That was so corny. You'd see these, and you could actually see their what you call it, like cigarette style boat, the speedboat, out on the World Showcase Lagoon. And if you could ever pull up it's got to be on YouTube, old episodes of this show, you'd see them like running along the roof of Morocco, going around. They would actually use, I think, the casting building right by Disney Springs now was a nuclear power plant, I believe. There were so many corny things there that were fantastic, and I look forward to watching that. It was always in syndication. It was never on a major network. But, man, that was cheesy, good time entertainment.
Outstanding. Yeah, I remember catching a few episodes of that. It was very cheesy.
Bring it back.
Very. Think Baywatch without the high-end production value.
Right. Without so much running on the beach.
And no running. Just, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Well, one of my kids' favorites of all time. Of course, it had its run on the Disney Channel, which was Bear in the Big Blue House. That was one of my favorites over there in the animation courtyard.
Yeah, we did catch one of those.
Fantastic.
I think my kids were right at the tail end of that, just like kind of like years worth. I remember sitting in there for one of those, and it was very fun.
Oh, yeah. A lot of interaction with the audience. A lot of that stuff. Of course, we lost Lights, Motors, Action, Extreme Stunt Show.
I know I watched that once, maybe twice.
Yeah.
For me, kind of a one and done.
Yeah. That was one of those that everybody said, it's a huge audience suck. It just pulls so many people into it.
It did. It had a huge theater.
Allowed the studios to thin out a little bit, but
and that was pulled over from Disneyland Paris, wasn't it? During one celebration. What was that? Was it Disneyland's? I don't know. I want to say Disneyland's birthday. There was like a worldwide celebration of some kind. And we were bringing things from all the other parks. Everybody was sharing.
Right. Yeah. I saw it one time, and that was when they had incorporated Lightning McQueen in there, which, I like Lightning McQueen, so that was all right. But it was kind of interesting. But talk about a big production, and it must have cost them a ton to do with all the cars and the drivers and the insurance alone must have cost them a mint.
Exactly, and that wasn't nearly as well shaded as the Indiana Jones stunt show.
Oh no,
man! You were in the Florida sun. You were on aluminum bleachers.
Yeah, yeah.
That fusion ball in the sky was reflecting radiation right off the pavement, right up into your face. It was fantastic.
Oh yeah. If you didn't have a tan before you got in there, you were definitely tan when you left. Absolutely.
Anyone smell bacon?
What's that?
Anyone smell bacon?
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids movie set adventure. That was fun.
The playground?
Kids got to run around there and play.
That's true.
And I think the one that really hurt the most for so many of us, of course, I'm talking Streets of America, which in turn meant the Osborne Family Light Spectacular is removed as well.
Yes.
For all of the new things that are coming.
And it's an exciting time. It really is. But we're going through this little doldrums part now where we just need a few more things to maybe do there.
Yeah.
Not that you can't still find enough. We did a show about that, but
yeah,
they're dangling that carrot, and we want to get to that carrot.
They are dangling the carrot. My only, and of course we all know what's coming. We've got Pixar Place is coming, and Star Wars is coming. Galaxy's Edge. There's of course all of the discussion about Aerosmith going away.
Oh, is it about possibly being rethemed?
Possibly being rethemed, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can find that quote here real quick as I'm scrolling through.
You scroll away.
Of course, I can't find it.
While you're doing that,
it.
let's bring up the fact that when the studios opened, that whole Sunset Boulevard side of things wasn't even there.
Right.
So you didn't have the Rock and Roller Coaster. You didn't have the Tower of Terror at that point.
Exactly.
I remember the first time when I walked into the studios after that side of the park had opened. It was like the angels were singing.
I know. What was over there? I can't even really remember what was over there.
I don't know if there was even anything over there at that point. I would need to pull up an old park map. But I will say also, the what's the main road there called? I'm blanking all of a sudden. But, the main street of the studios.
Sunset Boulevard?
Sunset Boulevard?
Is it Sunset?
I think it's the other one.
Oh, I'm blanking too.
Maybe. Anyway, whatever. That version of Main Street right there, walking up towards the Chinese Theater, is some of the most fantastic facade theming in a Disney park.
Absolutely.
One of my favorite episodes, one of my favorite publications of the Disney News, you remember that one, was they did a pictorial on all the original Hollywood landmarks that all those little shops are modeled after. Like the camera shop was actually a real shop that they copied for the Hollywood studios. Right,
that's right. And I do remember that.
And I have it right here, maybe in arm's reach, but I can't leave my microphone right now. Because I kept that one, as I keep all of them, I should say, but I keep that one at arm's length. Because I think that's some fantastic history transformed into what was going to be the Hollywood of the East Coast.
Right. And was. I mean, for quite a while there, when they were doing all of the things that they were doing with the studios, it really was. They were doing movies. They were doing animation there. Eisner had wanted that to be, like you said, the Hollywood of the East. They certainly had the ability. They had the room to do it. But I don't know, man. For whatever reason, I guess it was cost-wise. They just pulled everything out of there and decided that it's too expensive. Too expensive.
And here's one thing involving the studios that still blows me away to this day. Before Beauty and the Beast was actually released in the theater, they had the stage show at Hollywood Studios, at the Disney MGM Studios.
Right.
And it's still playing to this day, and I'm going to come clean here. And maybe I said this before. Who knows? I never remember what I say. I just saw it for the first time last December.
Did you really?
I did. And it was great.
Yeah?
But we had my little niece and nephew with us. They wanted to see it. I'm like, heck yeah, I'll go see it. And it was a great show.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of it probably was December and it wasn't 900 degrees when we saw it.
Here's the fact that I was looking for. During this is according to our good pals over at This Day in Disney History. During planning for Rock and Roller Coaster, you're talking about that section of the park, Imagineers wanted to choose one of the world's greatest bands around which to build the backstory for the attraction. They decided Aerosmith would be the perfect fit, but initially, Imagineers were unable to reach singer Steven Tyler and guitarist Joe Perry. Why?
Where were they? Were they touring?
Because they were vacationing with their families at Disney MGM Studios Park.
That's crazy. They were touring the parks. We're on tour. Park.
And it's well known that Steven Tyler loves showing up every now and then.
It's true.
And surprising folks. Kind of like Johnny Depp does out in California.
Right.
At Pirates. But what do you think of them? They're talking about there was some rumors that the Rock and Roller Coaster, Aerosmith, their discussions had kind of hit kind of a dead end, and they might reimagine that.
I'd be fine.
You're all right with
that? I don't have any long time heartstrings attached to that one right there.
Right.
Personally.
I would love to. They could turn that into the Incredicoaster from California. Make it the Incredibles. That'd be all right by me.
That wouldn't bother me at all.
especially if we're going to retheme the entire Disney Studios. I mean, what?
Don't touch my Tower of Terror. Don't touch my Tower of Terror.
Everybody's saying that. Everybody's saying that. But everybody also is saying how great the Guardians one is out in California.
Well, then we know where to go to see it.
Wow. Wow.
Come on.
I know, I agree. But let's talk about this, because there was all this discussion about renaming the studios, because it's no longer a studio. It's not even close to being a studio. Mm-hmm. So my question to you is, what do we do now with the look of it? I mean, we're changing one entire section. It's just going to be Pixar. Another section is going to be Star Wars. There's talk of removing Indiana Jones to expand Star Wars. What do we do with this now? I mean, we've got the theater still sitting there. That's changing. It's no longer really the Chinese theater, but you got all the footprints and the streets of Hollywood. What are we doing with this park?
I tell you, this is tough. This is a park that has an identity of the movies, but Disney has so many movies now, so many properties. I mean, how big could you make this park if you wanted to? I mean,
well, that's true.
I mean, I thought we could have. I mean, I said at the time, Star Wars could have been its own theme park, and I still believe that. But now you figure in all the Lucasfilms, all the Marvel films. Eventually, they're going to get the rights back at some point. I don't know why, just a gut feeling.
Right.
I mean, this could just balloon out. Pixar movies. Oh my gosh.
Right. But then now I just don't know. I like the idea of Disney's Hollywood Studios. I really did. I like that feeling. I don't know. Maybe they should just call it, Disney's California, Hollywood, California. I don't know.
Hollywood, California East.
Yeah, because I mean, it's certainly no longer a studio. They're not viable anymore. There was a time where you could actually take the tour and see animators animating the films. You could see productions going on in the background if you happen to be on a backstage tour. That's all gone. It's all gone. So I don't know. I love the studios. I do. I'm just concerned it's becoming too much of a hodgepodge and too much of a mixture.
Absolutely.
So I don't know.
Good problem to have, though.
It's a good problem to have. And I have a feeling nobody's going to care when Pixar opens up and when Star Wars opens up. They're just going to walk right past all of those stores anyway and not really even think about the fact that it's supposed to look like old Hollywood. So.
Right. Unfortunately.
Anyway, Tim.
Yes.
Happy birthday to Disney's MGM Studios.
I love it. Disney's MGM Hollywood Studios. I love it.
There you go.
Everybody, thanks for joining us. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter. Now you can follow us over at youtube.com/ResortLoop. Watch us make some food. We have another one coming out in about a week and a half or so?
There you go. And subscribe to that. Subscribe to us on for the podcast as well, so you can get it.
We do it all.
We do it all. What else should folks do, Tim?
Go out there and share all that information. How else do I find it? We also call it the gateway to the magic. I'm going to go make some more Joffreys. I'll be right back. Thanks, everyone. Vacation memories will stay with you and your family for a lifetime. The Resort Loop Travel Group was created with this in mind. Our fee-free services will relieve you of the stress and confusion of finding and booking the best vacation at the best price. After booking, we will continue to monitor for ways to save you even more on your vacation. We will check for any upcoming packages and discounts to save you as many vacation dollars as possible. Resort Loop Travel Group, gateway to your magical vacation memories. Get a quote, or for more information, visit ResortLoopTravelGroup.com.